Today we are going to discuss some of the applications of Gauss's law. The first application is electric field intensity. Electric field intensity at an external point due to hollow charged sphere. Okay, we have to find out electric field intensity at an external point of a hollow charged spherical body. Okay, so this is the spherical body of radius r. Q charge is given on the body. We know that this charge is uniformly distributed throughout the surface of the spherical body. We have to find out electric field intensity at a point P. Have you seen it? Which is at a distance r from the center O of the charged body. So this is the spherical body of radius capital R. Q charge is given on it. This charge is uniformly distributed throughout the surface of the hollow body. Okay, and electric field lines will be radially outward from it. We have to calculate Gauss's law. We have to calculate electric field intensity at an external point P, which is r distance away, small r distance away from the center of the charged body. This distance is not r. From here to here, this distance is r. What is r? R is the distance of the point P from the center of the hollow charged body. Now, in order to apply the Gauss's law, we require a closed surface. Is not it? Can you remember the Gauss's law? Gauss's law states that the total electric flux linked with a closed surface is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Total electric flux linked with a closed surface is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Therefore, to apply the Gauss's law in this particular situation, we consider a spherical surface through the point P of radius r. This imaginary spherical surface encloses the charge distribution Q. Okay? So, in order to apply the Gauss's law to find out the electric field intensity, we require a closed surface. Generally, this closed surface is taken as a symmetrical surface. Generally, আমি এখন symmetrical surface consider করি. I may consider a cubical surface also, cubical closed surface also, but in that case, flux calculation becomes a little bit of complex one. Okay? Now, what is called a Gaussian surface? What is called a Gaussian surface? What is called a Gaussian surface? What is the definition of Gaussian surface? A Gaussian surface is an imaginary symmetrical closed surface enclosing charge distribution such that at every point electric field intensity has same value and flux should be normal to the surface. What is Gaussian surface? It is an imaginary symmetrical. Why symmetrical? We take the closed surface symmetrically so that flux calculation becomes easier one. So therefore, what is Gaussian surface? Gaussian surface is an imaginary symmetrical closed surface Since it is closed surface, it encloses a charge distribution such that at each and every point on the surface, electric field intensity has same value. It is not a general closed surface. It is a closed surface, symmetrical closed surface, so that electric field has constant value at each and every point on the surface, and the flux is normal to the surface. Is it clear? Flux is normal to the surface. So that is called the Gaussian surface. Now here, so this is the spherical surface. Therefore, Gaussian surface is also taken as a spherical one. যেহেতু এইখন সাৰফেচ মোৰ স্ফেৰিকেল, মই গছিয়ান সাৰফেচখনো স্ফেৰিকেল লৈছোঁ. মই স্ফেৰিকেল নলৈ কিউবিকেল ক্ল'জ সাৰফেচ ল'লেও হয়, কিন্তু তেতিয়া মোৰ ফ্লাক্স কেলকুলেশ্যনটো বহুতখিনি কমপ্লেক্স হ'ব. Okay, now since this surface is a very large surface, we divide the entire closed surface into a large number of elementary area each of ds. যেহেতু এই সাৰফেচখন যথেষ্ট ডাঙৰ সাৰফেচ, ফ্লাক্স কেলকুলেশ্যনটো ইজি কৰিবৰ কাৰণে মই গোটেই সাৰফেচখনত বহুত লাৰ্জ নাম্বাৰত এলিমেণ্টেৰী এৰিয়া, লাৰ্জ নাম্বাৰ অফ স্মল এৰিয়াত ডিভাইড কৰি লৈছোঁ, আৰু ইটছ অফ এৰিয়া ds. এতিয়া মই এই সাৰফেচখনৰ মাজেৰে ফ্লাক্স কেলকুলেট কৰিব বিচাৰিম. নাও আই ৱান্ট টু কেলকুলেট ইলেক্ট্ৰিক ফ্লাক্স লিংকড অৰ passes through this elementary area ds. What is the definition of electric flux? Electric flux is the dot product of electric field intensity with area vector. So this is positively charged body, therefore electric field is radially outward here. Here this is positively charged body, so therefore electric field intensity is radially outward. Now if I draw a outward normal to this elementary area, this outward normal also becomes parallel to E. Yes or no? It also becomes parallel to E. Therefore, what is electric flux linked to its elementary area ds? E dot ds. Electric flux is a dot product of electric field intensity with area vector. E dot ds means E ds cos of 0. Therefore, E ds. But what is the characteristics of Gaussian surface? At every point on it, electric field has the same value. I calculate this flux here. So in this way, at every point on this Gaussian surface, I consider the electric flux linked with every elementary area that we may consider here. So, what is total electric flux linked with the whole Gaussian surface? It is the summation of all the electric flux linked with all the elementary area. Yes or no? So this can be done with the help of integration. So what is total electric flux? It is the integration of E dot ds. What is E dot ds? It is E ds cos of 0. Since cos 0, 1, it is E ds. At every point on the Gaussian surface, electric field has constant value, therefore it comes outside the integration. Okay, what is the integration of ds? Integration means summation of ds. If I add all the ds of all elementary area ds of the spherical body, I get the total surface area. It is 4 pi r square. In the last class also, we discussed that this circle represents here closed integration, and this S represents summation of surfaces, integration of surfaces. Integration means addition. Here we add the elementary area. Since we add the elementary area, I put the letter S here. Why this close symbol? Why this circle is written here? Why this circle is written here? This circle represents the total surface area of all elementary area. Total, it is a summation of all elementary area around the closed surface. So therefore, integration of ds is 4 pi r square. But what is Gauss's law? Phi is equal to q by epsilon 0. What is q? Surface enclosed by the Gaussian surface. In our case also, what is the surface enclosed by Gaussian surface? It is q. Q surface is given here. What is the surface enclosed q? So therefore, phi is equal to q by epsilon 0. What is phi? Phi is E into 4 pi r square. So E into 4 pi r square is equal to q by epsilon 0. Therefore, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. Is it clear? So this is the electric field intensity at an external point of the hollow surged spherical body. At an external point of the hollow surged spherical body. Now, my next tail question. Normally a tail question comes. What is the tail question? We have to verify the Coulomb's law. We have to verify the Coulomb's law from the Gauss's law. Verification of Coulomb's law. So normally this question comes as a tail question of the previous application. What is the previous application? Find electric field intensity at an external point of a hollow surged spherical body. And in the question paper, another question comes, and hence verify the Coulomb's law. In the previous class, I just find out what is the electric field intensity at the point P. What is electric field intensity at the point P? I think E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. What is r? R is the distance of the point P from the center of the hollow surged body. From the center of the hollow surged body. Yes or no? This is the Gaussian surface. This is the hollow surged body. Q surge is here. What distance of the point P from the center of the hollow surged body is smaller. So this is electric field intensity. It is already derived from the previous application. Now I place a test surge capital Q at the point P. I place a test surge capital Q. So what is the force on test surge capital Q? F is equal to QE. What is E? What is electric field intensity? Electric field intensity is the force on unit positive charge placed at this point. So instead of positive charge, if I place a Q charge, what is the force experienced on it? QE. But what is E? This is E. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. That means force of interaction between this surge and this surge varies directly as the product of their surges and inversely to the square of the distance between them. This is one surge body, it has a surge Q. This is another surge body, it is capital Q. What is the force of interaction between them? F proportional to Q into capital Q. That means force of interaction between these two surges is directly proportional to the product of the surges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. And inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. What is R? R is the distance of this surge and this surge body. Only here R is the distance of center of this surge body to this surge body. Okay? You just see the distance between these two surge body is not smaller. What is smaller? Smaller is the distance of charge capital Q from the center of the charge small q. From the center of the charge small q. Okay? So this is the verification of Coulomb's law. Can you remember the limitations of Coulomb's law? We know that Coulomb's law can be applied only for the point charges, but in my case, this is not a point charge. This is not the point charge. This is not the point charge. So therefore, in order to apply the Coulomb's law, I assume that this charge small q, which is on the surface of the hollow charged body, it is at the center of the hollow charged body, and from this center to this distance is r. So therefore, electric force of interaction between these two charges directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Is it okay? So this is the verification of Coulomb's law. Okay? Now I want to apply another tail question, and that tail question is the electric field intensity at an internal point of a hollow charged spherical body. Electric field intensity at an internal point of a hollow charged spherical body. In the first case today, we apply the Gauss's law to find the electric field intensity at an external point. Then we verify the Coulomb's law. Now our aim is to find out electric field intensity. Now our aim is to find out electric field intensity at an internal point of the hollow charged spherical body. This is the internal point which is at a distance r from the center of the hollow charged body. This is the point where we want to find out electric field intensity, and this is an internal point. You just see this is the hollow charged body. Its radius is r. So this is the point where we want to find out electric field intensity. This point is at a distance small r from the center of the hollow charged body. Let intensity at this point is capital E. Have you seen it? Intensity at this point is capital E. Intensity at this point is capital E. This is the Gaussian surface. This is the Gaussian surface. We consider a symmetrical Gaussian surface through this point, so that at each and every point on the surface, electric field intensity has the same value. What is Gaussian surface? It is an imaginary symmetrical closed surface enclosing charge distribution such that at every point on the surface, electric field has the same value. So I consider an elementary area ds. So if I draw a outward normal, so this ds becomes the vector quantity. You just see electric field intensity and outward normal on the elementary area, they are parallel to each other. So what is the angle between them? It is 0. It is 0. So therefore, what is E dot ds? It is E ds cos of 0 as the previous. Here I calculate the total electric flux linked to it, the whole Gaussian surface. So therefore, integration of S. E comes outside the integration because at every point electric field has the same value. This distance are equal, spherical body. What is integration of ds? Integration of ds is 4 pi r square. So what is total electric flux linked to it? The Gaussian surface through the internal point, it is E into 4 pi r square. This calculation is exactly same as the previous calculation of external point. But here, what is the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface? Here the charge is outside the Gaussian surface. Charge inside the Gaussian surface is 0 here. No charge is here. Therefore, Q is 0 here. If Q is 0 at this point, then this Q becomes 0. What is Gauss's law? The total electric flux linked with a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times the total charge enclosed by the closed surface. What is epsilon 0? It is the permittivity of free space. So here charge enclosed by Gaussian surface. Is 0. Since the charge enclosed by Gaussian surface 0, Q 0. But what is phi? E into 4 pi r square is equal to 0. Therefore, E is equal to 0. That means electric field intensity inside a hollow charged spherical body is equal to 0. It is because charge is always distributed on the outer surface of the body. Inside the body, there is no charge distribution for a conductor, and therefore at an internal point, electric field intensity is equal to 0. This is the mathematical proof that no electric field lines is possible inside a hollow charged spherical body. So this is the verification of electric field with distance for hollow charged sphere. You just see from here to here, this is R means, capital R means radius of the charged body. There is no electric field intensity, and outside the hollow charged body, electric field E varies 1 by r square. That is called the inverse square dependence. We just calculate at an internal point electric field is 0. On the surface it is Q by r square. So this is Q by capital R square. At an external point Q by small r square. So therefore E proportional to smaller square. Okay, today I stop the class here.